It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the wait is over for this rivalry game. It's the Niners and the Rams, coming up next.
It was only opened in 2020, but quickly became one of the league's most recognizable venues. You're looking at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. Welcome to another entertaining matchup, folks. Kate Scott, Brock Ewart on the call in this one. Brock, got a couple of running backs down on the field who can really take over their offenses when they get in the groove.
And I think that's going to be the ultimate goal of both of these offenses, right? I mean, there's just no confusion about it. They want to get their bell cow in that groove and get them going. Find that rhythm where they're ripping off chunk yardage, run after run, and then just keep on feeding that beast. In a game like this, whichever offense could get that rhythm and run game going first is likely going to be your winner.
Jake Moody now ready to get this one started. And here we go from L.A. Return coming from the 6. This return makes it up to the 25. So the Rams offense getting out there for their opening drive of the game. And leading them out, it's one of the game's all-time leading passers. The top pick back in 2009. Still going strong. It's Matthew Stafford.
Stafford just continues to fight off injuries, and he continues to battle Father Time. And it is remarkable. There's a lot of quarterbacks as we see him age. We see the arm fall apart. We see the wear and the tear and the velocity disappear. You're just not seeing that with Stafford. You can question how long the journey may continue, but you cannot question how productive he is when he's on that field.
First snap, and Stafford's going to throw. This is hauled in by Atwell. Escapes a defender. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the first down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. The first carry now for Kyron Williams. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Tackle made by Jair Brown. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Stafford from the gun. That's on target, Puka Nacua. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Quick slant complete. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the 2 defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal. Going power with a big tight end. And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. Just a yard that time. They needed more, and now it's 3rd and goal.
This is why it's so important not to overcommit to the team's lead runner. It went to a secondary ball carrier, and they cut him down for a big red zone stop.
Williams. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him 1 yard on that play. Another good stop, and that forces 4th and goal.
Well, the defense, they couldn't stop him for a loss, but they denied him the goal line at least. Now we get to see, right, decision time, one of these critical decisions of whether or not they're going to go for an all-or-nothing 4th down play.
On comes Joshua Carty and the Rams field goal unit to try it on 4th down. It's a chip shot, this one straight ahead. Slides kick is up and good. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
The Rams kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. Here's a return from the 7. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So here come the 49ers now to take over for the first time. Leading them out, a player known, yes, for that draft status, but also as a great methodical passer. I know you love this guy, Brock. The last pick of the 2022 draft, it's Brock Purdy.
You know, Kate, people won't stop recognizing Brock Purdy as Mr. Irrelevant right at first, but they better start recognizing his game. He shed that label of his draft status to me long ago. He proved there is no fluke to his talent. He knows how to see it, how to feel it, how to deliver it, and most importantly, he knows how to elevate the people around him.
Finds his man, it's Ricky Pearsall. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Purdy gets this from the pistol. On target to his back, here's Christian McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
I know that completion doesn't move the chains, but I love it nonetheless. You make sure that defense is aware of every eligible player going out, and this time it was out of the backfield with the running back that shows he's adept at catching it as well.
From the 48. That's brought in by Jennings. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's a 49er first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Purdy on first down. Finds him over the middle. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Here's the first carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine. And that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
Running back sent in motion. He'll get it to Brandon Ayuk. And he's got it inside the 15 before going out.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. On the toss, it's McCaffrey. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. Now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. Complete beyond the marker. Touchdown, San Francisco. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Jake Moody on for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the 49ers won up the opposing field goal. They start with 7 on their opening drive. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Returning it from the 4. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. The Rams headed back after their second drive now. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. First and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun snap to Sanford. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended target. And it sets up second down.
As a defense, you got to see the pass. You got to time up your hit, and you got to jar that ball loose. Not a lot of offensive players are hanging on to that one through a well-placed hit.
Stafford to throw again on second. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Third down, 1 yard to go. Running for the marker with Williams. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Rams going to punt on fourth down, and they're calling Ethan Evans to the field. He has it at the 13. And he gets him out of the deep part of their half. This is out across the 20. This one returned for 11 yards. And the 49ers will go on offense. San Francisco headed out for its second possession of the game. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. From the gun is Purdy. He's going to push one deep down the right. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And now they face second down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Throw complete to Juszczyk. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. They kick the running back in motion. He completes it in traffic. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
First and 10 from the 41. They'll try it right with McCaffrey. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a pickup of 26. And it brings up a San Francisco 1st down.
Kate, that's the type of run that shines the light well on him as a runner, of course, but you got to give a lot of credit to everybody else. Those skill guys, when you have an outside run, they got to do their job. Not just the big boys up front, not just the running backs. That takes everyone on the perimeter blocking to get a big run like that.
Looking for the back that time. And it's going to be 2nd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Purdy now on 2nd and 10. Kittle brings it in. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
Well, I'll tell you what that deflection is all about is following the quarterback's eyes. DB knew where that throw was going. With that intuition, he was able to get a hand on it and send it right out of bounds.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. To throw again, it's Purdy. Decent gain here, but short of the 1st.
As quarterback, when you have an out route versus man coverage, you're just hoping and just praying your offensive guy could turn the hips of that defender. And once you see that, you got to cut it loose and let it go, just as they did right there.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Shotgun snap for Purdy. And got his man. That's a San Francisco touchdown. The 49ers get 6 more on their early advantage. George Kittle, the touchdown. When you reach the status that he has around the league, Brock, well, we all at this point expect him to be making plays like this when he's targeted down near the end zone.
Yeah, I think the best thing I can say about this dude is he makes it look easy a lot of the time. And this game, trust me, is never easy. It speaks to how well he plays this position.
On is Moody for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the 49ers drive their lead to 11. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Return starts at the 3. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Out come the Rams on offense. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They put a receiver in motion right. Here's Williams to start the drive. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Working from the gun. Here's Stafford. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Yeah, let's give some credit to the defense here, Kate, right? We talk about explosive plays. Every offense is looking for them. But when a defense can go back-to-back, Jack, with a tackle for loss and a sack, well, they're more than doing their job.
Niners countering with a fifth defensive back on this third down. Throwing from the gun here. He puts some power on a deep one left. And they really went for it on third down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing fourth down.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
The Rams are set to punt. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. A quarter down, 3 more to go for these NFC West opponents. It's a 2-score game early. We'll return to Inglewood in just a moment. We're back, and it's 49ers football as we resume. They'll have it here after forcing that punt to end the first. Into traffic, complete. And they make the tackle at the 38. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's a 49er first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
From the gun, McCaffrey. Jukes out a one-stop. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
Second and 13. Into the hands of Kittle. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Tackled on the play by Poona Ford.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Running back, motioning right. On third down, Purdy. Chased out to his right. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up fourth down.
This offense has been in a rhythm, settled in and found it in the first half, but hopefully that sack for this defense can disrupt that rhythm just a little bit. Kind of reminds me, Kate, in baseball when you're facing an elite pitcher, just get somebody on base. Just make that pitcher think a little bit. Hopefully that sack for this defense does the same to the QB.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And this one gets out of bounds. It was pushing some distance towards the goal line, but gets out at the 5. Possession switching back to the LA offense as they head out. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Brought down by Fred Warner. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Another run for Williams. And they're able to drag him down as he reaches the 15-yard line. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
Off the play fake, it's Stafford. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody.
Yeah.
And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
And he's going to work his way up to the 19. They get about 4 there. Need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the 1st down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
Throwing is Stafford on 3rd. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
Ethan Evans on out a punt. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Officially a 55-yard launch. And they'll get ready to go on offense. So here come the 49ers on offense. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. The 49ers find themselves in a great spot to start this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. Here's Purdy to throw. He's got Ayuk on that slant. And he's across midfield into Rams territory.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. On the ground, this is Isaac Arindo. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
To the air, 3rd and long. He has the first over the middle. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And it brings up a San Francisco 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. 1st down throw by Purdy. Complete to Pearsall. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. That was Darius Williams on the tackle.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
On 2nd down, here's McCaffrey. And they're going to stop him after he runs it inside the 35. Call it 4 yards, and they're set up with a manageable 3rd and 2.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
Throwing now, 3rd and 2. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Purdy looking to throw. That finds Ayuk complete. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Shotgun, handoff to McCaffrey. And he's able to bring this one down to the 4-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. That's much too high and out of the end zone, incomplete.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Now it's Purdy. Forced out to his right. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
My goodness, was that some kind of speed off the edge. There's only a handful of tackles in this league that have the lateral movement to stay in front of an end like that. It may be time for this quarterback to start mixing up his cadence, his count, certainly making sure this defensive end can't get off the way that he has.
4th down now, and on comes Jake Moody for the 49ers field goal. This only a chip shot from the right hash. Moody knocks it through, and that extends their lead to 14.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Fielded at the 7. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Rams headed out to the field now. And this certainly isn't the rut they want to be in, Brock. All of their drives have been ending in punts as of late. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Stafford back to throw. It's complete to Higbee. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They take the handoff now, Stafford. Finds his back, Kyron Williams. And he has them a 1st down, which they will tackle on the other side of this 2-minute warning. Stafford from the gun. This is hauled in by Atwell. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Clock continuing to run as the Rams hurry to the line. Now Stafford again. Got for big yards on the right side. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And it brings up an LA first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. From the red zone now. He'll get this one to Adams. And he's brought down after a short gain. Now the Rams will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the 16. And that's incomplete, and he's happy to have that one fall compared to, well, the alternative. Looked like it was going to be picked there.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Throwing on 3rd and long. And he will score. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Rams making a 1-score game before halftime. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
On comes Joshua Carty to try the extra point. The point after splits the upright. And the Rams chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Kickoff taken at the 3. Now bottling up as he gets the return to the 30. The 49ers headed back out on offense as we get another look at Brock Purdy. And he sure has put on that chef's hat to dice up their defense early in this one. Quite the appetizer that he's prepared to what could be a great overall performance. There's 35 seconds to go in the half as they are ready to begin their drive. Purdy throwing here on first. Kittle brings it in. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there, and there's nothing this defense can do.
So that's halftime for us here. It's a 7-point game after our first 2 quarters. Now we'll go coast to coast. Jonathan Coachman standing by in our Orlando studios for the EA Sports. The call came in before the teams even hit the locker rooms. We're skipping halftime. We're starting the 3rd quarter right away. The Rams kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. Return starts at the 3. He stopped on the return at the 27. The 49ers are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And as we see some of the highlights from their showing, his work a big part of why they're in front right now. Having a nice, solid game as their offensive leader. I think we can say he's had a firm grip on the wheel and has really driven them to this advantage. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. On the ground to begin the drive with McCaffrey. And defenders continue to swarm over to get him at the line. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Shotgun snap for Purdy. That throw finds Kittle. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Now they send their back in motion right. 3rd and short, here's Purdy. Complete beyond the marker. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Back to throw. Here's Purdy. Completed here to McCaffrey. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was 1st down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Running back sent in motion. To throw again, it's Purdy. Brought in by Ayuk. And he's tackled for a short gain.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
On 3rd down, Purdy. Has it downfield, working the left. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
Wow, certainly found the weak spot in the coverage with that catch. Really goes to show they trust every single player, receiver, running back, in that case tight end, to be a playmaker in this offense.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. From the gun is Purdy. Into the hands of Kittle. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. They kick the running back in motion. Here's 2nd and 5. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be out of bounds right along the 20. That's a pickup of 9. And that's a 49er 1st down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
On 1st and 10, it's McCaffrey. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Going run again with McCaffrey. And he'll get this across. Touchdown, San Francisco. The 49ers grow the lead coming out of halftime. Christian McCaffrey, the touchdown. Well, he found himself some space to work, and from there, all athleticism as he made his way in for 6.
You know, you run the ball down in the red zone, Kate, you're not always thinking touchdowns, right? Space is so hard to come by. But you're exactly right. His athleticism, his explosion, his speed, it puts 6 on the board for the offense.
PAT up and good for Moody. And the 49ers double their lead to 14. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. This return starts at the 5. This return makes it up to the 25. The Rams back out on offense as we see Kyron Williams again. And his performance has ailed against what has been a very stout defensive front. This hasn't been a contest to stack up there among his better showings, partner. They've made it real difficult to find any holes to hit, and there's been absolutely no space for him to work with. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Stafford. That one complete to Higbee. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little shorter than 35.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Working from the gun. Here's Stafford. Throw wheeled in by Higbee. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Give to Williams from the gun. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Tackle made by Jair Brown.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 46. Short pass brought in. And he's able to get it past midfield and down onto the 49er side.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. Up the gut they go with Williams. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. They stay on the ground with Williams. On the move into the red zone. And he's finally brought down at the 9. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the 2nd level and beyond.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. He's got it! And he takes it down to the 2, but no touchdown yet. He's out of bounds.
Kate, if you and I took a whirlwind tour and watched young quarterbacks, the hardest route to complete is this one. A lot of them could throw go routes and slants and drags and in cuts, but throwing that out route takes some time, takes some precision, and a whole bunch of trust between QB and receiver.
Defense showing blitz, Stafford. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Rams start the 2nd half with some needed points. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Cardi now for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Rams chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Has this at the 6. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The 49ers ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. That finds Ayuk, complete. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 37. It's taken in by Juszczyk. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. They get 13 on the pickup. And it brings up a San Francisco 1st down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
1st down throw by Purdy. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. McCaffrey running between the tackles. And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. That tackle made by Kobe Turner. They pick up a single yard, still well behind the sticks for this 3rd down.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Third and long, Purdy. Cut by Jennings. And he gets it down to the 35 before stepping out. So 3rd and 16, no problem for him as they get the first.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Purdy on first down. Kittle brings it in. And they take him down right along the 30.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Motioning left is their running back. Purdy gets this from the pistol. Escapes the pocket. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And they're going to have to regroup after this one.
The challenge with so many sacks is it just disrupts everything in the rhythm and timing of your offense. All of these negative plays. Hey, this league and this game is hard enough when you're on schedule. All of these sacks set you behind the chains. Well, you've seen how disruptive it is for this offense.
3rd and short. Here's Purdy. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything, and they just did.
Moody knocks it through, and that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game. Just 1 quarter. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And this drive will start inside the 25. Now LA getting its offense all set to go. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the gun, a carry by Williams. And he's bundled up quick. This just crosses the 25 to about the 27. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Stafford from the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And that means 3rd down coming up.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Throwing is Stafford on 3rd. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
You know, Kate, that was one of those situations where you hear a quarterback having a clock, right? You know, and he had enough time in the pocket, but then it was like, okay, time is running out, and I got to do something. He did not force a throw and risk a pick. Instead, he just got rid of it and cut his losses.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. Collects this to the 32. And it ends up a good return for him, up past their own 40. And after the punch, the offense comes out onto the field. And it's going to be their football coming up. The 49ers find themselves in a great spot to start this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. Shotgun snap for Purdy. Got a man. McCaffrey has it. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Here's Purdy to throw. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47.
You get this big old dude like him in the slot, it's an automatic mismatch advantage. You're trading a little bit of speed, sure. You sure do get a lot of size. And anytime he's in the slot, you got to assume the ball's going his way.
On 3rd down, Purdy. This ball's caught by McCaffrey. And they make the tackle at the 38. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him. Turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Trying an inside give now with McCaffrey. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Brought in by Ayuk. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And that's a 49er 1st down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now. He has the San Francisco touchdown. Well, as they drive forward to what right now looks like it should be a win, Brock. He sure is taking advantage of a nice little chance to boost his stat line. His 2nd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you just kind of feel these two building some trust, right? Just more and more equity. Certainly paying dividends in this one, but more than likely for more games to come.
On is Moody for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the 49ers take a 3-possession lead. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Starting from the 5. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Rams set to go on offense once more. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Stafford now. This will be caught by Adams. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
I got to be honest with you, Kate. That's an occasion where a drop would have been a whole lot better than a completion. Couldn't find the way back to the line, and it's a rare pass that actually loses yardage.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Shotgun snap to Stafford. He'll get this one to Adams. And he's short of the first after a mile gain. And the 49ers in a nickel set. Third down coming. Off the play fake, it's Stafford. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through, and that's going to back them up and bring up fourth down.
There was a theory some years ago, Kate, that you would never run play action on third and extra long like this because that play action is really not going to affect the defense. But what you got to understand is many times you're running that play action because of the great protection. You're actually trying to give that quarterback an extra beat. Well, it didn't work out that time.
The Rams are set to punt. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. The return begins on their side of midfield. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The 49ers back on offense and set to take over. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays that followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
The 49ers find themselves in a great spot to start this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. Now a give. It's McCaffrey headed right. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
They've got first down from the 31. They stick with McCaffrey. And he runs this one down to the 22-yard line. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
2nd and 1. Has him on the quick hitter. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. That's good for 7 yards. And it brings up a San Francisco first down.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. On the give, it's McCaffrey. And he has this one down to the 8-yard line. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
From the gun is Purdy. Has it down close. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. They find 7 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Purdy looking to throw. Broke through. And they're going to take this in for the San Francisco touchdown. The 49ers keep adding to that fourth quarter lead. George Kittle, the touchdown. His 3rd through the air this game. 3 touchdown catches in one game is rare air, Brock. Safe to say most guys who retire can name every time they did that here in the NFL.
Yeah, I hope he remembers it, but also remember this. Receivers, they're a dependent position. They're dependent on the guys doing their job up front. They're dependent on the quarterback putting it on the spot. And usually, when you reach a milestone like this, you love to share it with everybody else. And my guess, especially if they could find a way to win this one, is this receiver will celebrate it with all of his guys.
That one splits the uprights. And the 49ers make it a 24-point ball game. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Return coming from the 6. The offense headed back to the field. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Working from the gun. Here's Stafford. He's got the hook up to Atwell. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 31. He's got the hook up to Adams. And he has them a 1st down, which they will tackle on the other side of this 2-minute warning. Now Stafford to throw. That one complete to Higbee. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. Now the Rams will use the first of their timeouts. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Now Stafford again. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. This is caught inside the 15. And he is in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Rams putting up points in a game decided. Devontae Adams, the touchdown. Now, I know that's one of his favorite routes to run, Brock, but that has got to be one of a quarterback's favorite throws to make as well, right? Drop it in over the defender and take the lid off the D for 6.
Because it is so simple. It's something that these two have done and thrown together for years and years. Maybe not to each other, but since Pop Warner. They've been running the go route. Just run right by him, and if you're even, you're leaving, and I'm going to...
And he's in for 2, so don't write him off just yet. I know the chances are slim, but still a small one in this 2-possession game.
You know, this game can be pretty simple. Beat the man in front of you, carry the ball over the line, rushing football at its finest.
Down 2 scores, and with 2 timeouts left, this onside recovery is a must-get for them. And the 49ers are able to cover the kick. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48.
Hey, the numbers don't lie. The numbers tell you, Kate, time and again, it is so hard to recover these onside kicks. And when you got an opponent prepared for it, well, that makes it even more difficult.
The visitors headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember. But as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Going with McCaffrey on the ground. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. Timeout taken by the defense, their second. And they'll have just one left to burn now. Options are open here. It's second and inches. Here's McCaffrey. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. Now the Rams are going to use their third and final timeout. And they are quite frustrated having to call that after giving up the first. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. He goes to a knee as time winds down in this one.
This is situational football at its best. There's still some time left to bleed off the clock. But the really important thing here is you've got to bleed every second of that clock that you can.
Second down. Probably going to see him kneel it again here. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Now it's McCaffrey. And he's going to take this only to about the 31. Moving in the right direction that time, but only 2 yards picked up, so it's 3rd and 9. Setting up for the kneel down on 3rd. They drop to a knee, and what little time we have left here is going to tick down.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the 49ers earn the win in this one. And, partner, I know you took down plenty of division rivals in your NFL days. Heck, your conference opponents back in Washington in your college